Hey, welcome back. So, another episode or another segment of our approach, our mindset, and our philosophies. Today, we're going to be talking about the concept of playing the numbers. My name is Albert Apache. I'm the lead coordination coach at Open Source Self-Defense, Fitness, and Grappling. Basically, that means I set the foundational fundamental curriculum for our self-defense programs. And today, we're going to talk about our approach when it comes to playing the numbers. Okay? So we do have a self-defense program where all we do is pretty much self-defense, our fundamental program. We also do a couple of workshops or programs that are basically free with a small deposit, and we basically break those down into an 8 to 6 week program, okay, and somewhere between 12 and 16 classes, and we also give exercises that people should be doing at home. Now, what we mean when we say play the numbers is, let's first take a look at the idea or concept when it comes to women's sexual assault. So, for instance, we know by the numbers that 78 to 80% of targets, when it comes to sexual assault, knew their attacker. Okay? So, the idea that gets pushed a lot that just be aware of your surroundings and don't allow somebody that you don't know, the scary stranger scenario, is a flawed scenario because most of the time, the predator has already gained some level of trust or has developed some level of familiarity with their target, and that's how they're able to close that distance. The person is very aware generally that they're in their proximity, so we have to play to these numbers, okay? Further, when we take a look at street defense, right, we know that almost every single street situation, altercation starts on the feet. So we can't neglect the idea that we're going to have to defend ourselves on our feet. But we also know that a majority of them go to the ground. So we cannot neglect the idea that we have to know how to defend ourselves on the ground and get back to our feet. And then what I wanted to point out about the other two was, again, when it comes to playing the numbers, is in only about 12% of sexual assaults is a weapon used to control the victim or the target. And only about 25% of the time in a street altercation is a weapon used. So we're not going to focus. If we're 3 times more likely in a street defense situation to be attacked without a weapon, we don't want to focus 3 times of our energy with a weapon, right? We want to focus 3 times or more of our energy training for the situation without a weapon, right? Similarly, here, we don't want to overly train for the concept of the scary stranger popping out with a knife, with a firearm, when we know that the majority is without a weapon, and it's also generally by somebody we know, in which they've already kind of closed the distance because we thought they were our friend. We thought that we could trust them in our personal space. So that's what we mean by playing the numbers, and this is how we really can condense and do these 6 and 8 week programs to give people some realistic, real life ability to defend themselves. Remember, when you tie this into the other concepts we've talked about surviving and escaping rather than winning the fight, then you start to really understand how this is real self-defense, about really escaping, about really preserving your life, protecting your life, and it's not about learning to fight. So that's what our foundational curriculum is about. Hopefully that resonated with you. And if it did, look us up if you want to get some more information, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. Get fit with a purpose, guys.